So at this point, everybody pretty much knows exactly what happened with the CM Punk Mickey Gall fight. But the real question is, after today's announcement, well, not really an announcement, but with Dana White saying that he doesn't really see a future for CM Punk in the UFC, looking back and kind of saying to ourselves, was it even the smartest choice for CM Punk to actually fight in the UFC in the first place? I watched some of those episodes, as it were, before the fight, and one of the things that you kept seeing over and over again, especially early on, was that he was getting tapped out just a lot. And we looked at where he was in this fight, and he just was not, his overall game was not where it needed to be. And I know there's a lot of comparisons between him and Brock Lesnar, where Brock Lesnar was versus where CM Punk was in their first fight. We have to remember a couple of things. Number one, Brock Lesnar had a amateur wrestling background. As a matter of fact, he was a national champion in wrestling. CM Punk was not. Another thing is that Brock Lesnar actually lost. He lost his first fight. He on the this is what he has over CM Punk. He had such a huge presence. I mean, the guy is ridiculously big, and so people gave him the benefit of the doubt because he was so monstrous in size. And if I'm not mistaken, Brock Lesnar, I believe, had a fight before he stepped foot into UFC. I don't remember exactly what the promotion was. I know that he had a fight outside of it. Bobby Lashley has fought quite a few times, and I believe he has a really good record. Bobby Lashley has, and he's fighting for Bellator. And even Batista had a couple of fights outside of UFC. Batista, obviously, and Bobby Lashley have not fought in UFC as of this recording. And I don't think Batista, obviously, I don't think he ever will, because he's actually doing quite well with the movies, with Guardians of the Galaxy and so forth. I'm digressing, though. This is about CM Punk. CM Punk, realistically, should never have stepped foot in a UFC ring. I think anyone who saw that fight, anyone who saw what CM Punk did before that on those shows, knew that he shouldn't have stepped foot into this. Mickey Gall, as much crap as Mickey Gall spoke afterwards, Mickey Gall is not that great of a fighter. So for him to lose in such convincing fashion to someone who's, not that good, and I don't care what Mickey Gall says about himself now, because after the fight he kind of talked like, I'm such a big guy. Mickey Gall is an okay fighter. And he could be a good fighter, maybe with time, but he's definitely no Conor McGregor. He is no Jose Aldo. He is no he's no Nick or Nate Diaz. He's just an okay fighter. And so for him to lose in such convincing fashion, should he have ever stepped foot in there? No. I think anyone who's honest with themselves knows that they shouldn't. Now, was it a smart decision on his part to do it, considering the amount of money that he made because he did it? Because the $500,000 that everyone is talking about, it's a little bit more than that because of the pay-per-view numbers. I'm sure he had a pretty sweet deal. And anyone that was in that card benefited from CM Punk being on that card. We know that. But did he kill his long-term future in the sport of mixed martial arts by getting into such a high-profile match when he was clearly not ready? What if he would have fought a couple of lower-level fights, maybe even lost a couple, but progressively got better before he stepped into UFC? Could he have been in a better position? Probably. That's assuming he had the time to get better. CM Punk is up there in age. And so when you think about, was it dumb for him to get into this so quickly, you have to go back and you have to say to yourself, well, he's up there in age. He's starting really, really late. This would probably be the only opportunity that he would have in the UFC if he lost a few fights in a different organization. He probably would never get the opportunity to have such a high-level match, a fight where he could make so much money. So, was it dumb? Probably not. Was he ready? Absolutely not. CM Punk did what he had to do did what he had to do to secure a financial windfall. I think he went in it knowing he wasn't ready. I think Dana White knew he wasn't ready. Now, though, his potential to make more money is gone, and so he will probably go into those low-level fights and make a couple of grand here and a couple of grand there. I don't think he will. I don't think the money's there for him. I think there's more money for him to be made back in the WWE or in another wrestler promotion outside of the United States, maybe a New Japan, a WCPW, one of the other organizations like Paige's Parent Zone. I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now. That's probably where his money is at. But was it dumb on his part at his age? No, it wasn't dumb. It was the best move for him to make. The best move for him to make. Was he ready? No. Was it dumb? No.